Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Miss Silva. I'm here at home, just like you guys are having to stay at home, not be able to go out. I want to make sure that you continue to do your homework, your classwork, that you're reading every day, writing, because it's very important that we continue doing this. Okay, today I'm going to read you a story, The Invisible Boy. It is written by Trudy Ludwig, that's the author, and the illustrator is Patrice Barton. And looking at the cover, I wrote the title, the author's purpose. What do you think the author's purpose is for this? This is a fiction story, so it is written to entertain. Okay. And I love the illustrations in here. So let me get close so you can see the illustrations and the writing. Can you see Brian, the invisible boy? Even Miss Carletti has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space. Brian doesn't. You see how Brian's over here all black and white? When the bell rings for recess, Makai and TJ take turns choosing kids for their kickball team. The best players get picked first. Then the best friends of the best players. Then the friends of the best friends. Only Brian is left, still waiting and hoping. TJ glances in Brian's direction and, just as quickly, looks away. We've got enough players for each team, he tells the others. Let's play ball. And look at him. In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. The rope swing over the pool was awesome, says TJ. Yeah, so was the water slide. And adds Fiona, that was the best pool party ever. I'm so glad you guys had fun, says Madison. Everybody did except Brian. He wasn't invited. At choosing time, while the other kids played board games and read, Brian sits at his table doing what he loves to do best. He draws a fire-breathing dragon scaling a tall building. Thank you for the toasting of the marshmallows. You see that? And look at him. Aliens locked in intellectual battles. I got you now. Crackers are, yay! And so look at all his drawings he's doing. Hi friend, have a cookie. Greedy pirates digging for treasure and superheroes with power to make friends wherever they go. On Monday morning, Miss Cloretti introduces Justin, a new student to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be their friend. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. At lunch, Madison and TJ watch Justin eat with chopsticks. What is that? Asks Madison as she points to Justin's food. It's bulgogi. What? Bulgogi. It's Korean barbecue beef. My grandma made it for me. It's really good. Do you want to try some? There's no way I'd eat bulgogi. And the kids laugh. All of them. That is, except for Brian. He sits there wondering which is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible. The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. You see? What do you think that note is? Look what it says. Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good. Brian, yum. Look at that. How sweet, huh? At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing away. You're Brian, right? Yeah. Thanks for the note. Hey, Justin, Emilio calls out from the teeterball court. You're up next. Sorry, I gotta go, says Justin. By the way, that's a really cool drawing, he adds before taking off. Back in class, Mrs. Carletti asked the kids to team up with 2 or 3 for a special project. The kids scurry around the room to pair off. Brian heads toward Justin. I'm already with Justin, says Emilio. Find someone else. Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. Miss Carletti said we can have up to 3 people in our group. We're only 2. Come on, Emilio. Let him work with us. Okay, I guess. Aw, look. And look at something interesting. Look how he started to get a little bit of color. Miss Carletti gives the class directions for the projects. Your assignment is to work together and write a story about what you see in this photograph. Use your imagination and have fun. Whoa, cool, says Emilio. What kind of people do you think would live in a house like that? I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with the story, says Justin. Brian smiles as he takes out his lucky pen. Notice that Brian is now full of color. Look how beautiful illustrations. The crooked story we made up on the spot. And look, he's telling the story, and look, they did all the illustrations. It's lunchtime again, Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another 20 long minutes of kids talking and laughing with everyone else but him. Brian, he hears someone shout. Hey, Brian, over here. Brian turns and sees Justin waving him over. Emilio nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Oh, look, they're sharing with him. Maybe, just maybe, Brian is not so invisible after all. And that's where the story ends, because he realized that, look, he can make friends too. And this one kid changed that for him. He feels so special because he says, maybe Brian is not so invisible after all. He had really good qualities of him. Now, and the story, remember, it's called The Invisible Boy. Now, I want you to think of how you can be nice to someone, especially now having to be with your brothers and sisters all day at home. Think of doing something nice with your brother and your sister, or with your mom and your dad at home. Think of the story, The Invisible Boy. Okay, hope you enjoyed the book. Thank you for watching.